If you're a student in 2026, you're likely managing coursework, a job, and a micro-career. The volume of incoming deadlines is relentless. To cope, it's tempting to grab every piece of software recommended online. But adopting a massive app library causes severe tool fatigue. Constantly switching between disconnected apps shrinks your free time. You end up managing software instead of working. This creates a constant tension. You have to decide between using simple tools that let you finish tonight's homework instantly and investing your time into complex tools that build your long-term resume. The goal isn't to hoard a list of free apps. The strategy is to selectively replace basic student tools with industry-standard professional software to build a bespoke system. Curating a lean tech stack specifically matched to your current life stage is your best defense against burnout. It stops you from falling into the trap of productive procrastination. Phase 1 of building your stack is regaining control of your schedule. But before you can optimize your time, you have to accurately measure how you are currently spending it. You can use an automated tracking tool like Rescue Time for this. Because your habits change significantly between Tuesday's lectures and Saturday's free time, you need a full 7-day audit to capture a complete cycle of your academic and personal life. This chart shows exactly what that looks like. It provides a horizontal 24-hour timeline that gives you objective, unfiltered data on your actual screen time, revealing exactly when your attention drifts into digital distractions. The trade-off for this level of detail is privacy. You have to give a background app deep access to your browsing history, and you have to confront some uncomfortable truths about your actual phone usage. The alternative is a manual tracking tool like Clockify or ToggleTrack. Here, you intentionally click a button to start and stop a timer for specific assignments. This method gives you hyper-accurate data that is perfect for calendar blocking. However, it relies entirely on your memory. If you forget to stop the timer when you take a break, your data is ruined. Whether you choose the automated background scan or the deliberate manual timer, auditing where your hours are leaking is the mandatory first step to balancing your coursework and your internships. Once you know where your time is going, Phase 2 is building the academic engine, the actual execution system you use to process daily homework. For daily class assignments, simple list managers like Todoist or Trello are highly effective. They offer a rigid, straightforward structure. The primary value here is speed. Fast, frictionless data entry means you spend seconds logging a task, and you get the immediate psychological reward of checking it off when it's done. But simple lists have a breaking point. When you are hit with a senior thesis that requires integrating a semester's worth of class notes and multi-week research phases, a basic checklist will collapse. The alternative is a deep work setup. Constructing a workspace in Notion and using AI assistants like ChatGPT for broad concept explanations or NotebookLM for specific document synthesis. This setup creates a highly organized second brain. While ChatGPT provides a quick starting point for complex topics, NotebookLM allows you to interact directly with your uploaded PDFs to generate accurate summaries. The dangerous trade-off is the initial time investment. There is a high risk that you will spend hours endlessly tweaking your Notion templates instead of actually studying. Your choice comes down to depth. You have to prioritize either the absolute speed of logging a daily task or the structural organization required to synthesize a massive research project. Phase 3 is the career catalyst. This is the concept of double-dipping your time, using standard academic coursework to build a professional portfolio. This chart shows the effort versus career impact of different tools. For a class presentation, Canvas sits right here. It requires low effort and produces moderate impact. It gets the job done quickly. But if you build that exact same presentation in Figma, you gain UI/UX design skills that employers actively hire for. The trade-off is that your first assignment will take 3 times longer to complete while you climb the learning curve. STEM students face the exact same choice. You can write your lab reports in a standard word processor, or you can force yourself to use version control platforms like GitHub and latex editors like Overleaf. By forcing the issue during routine homework, you develop a natural fluency in technical formatting and code management that makes you immediately employable the day you graduate. Professional tools, however, are unforgiving. Encountering a frustrating setup error at 2 in the morning when the paper is due at 8 will destroy your grade. Integrating professional software into your daily homework is an incredible career advantage, but it is only a viable strategy if you have built enough buffer time into your week to absorb the steep learning curve. This brings us to the execution. Your specific deployment plan has to start with a mandatory baseline audit. This flowchart maps out the exact sequence. Step 1 is running rescue time for a full 7-day cycle to capture your weekday and weekend habits. Step 2 is blocking those newly discovered hours in Google Calendar. Once the schedule is locked, you hit the branching path. Step 3 is choosing a final tool stack based on your available bandwidth and life stage. If you're an overwhelmed freshman or balancing a heavy work schedule, your priority is immediate survival. You should restrict yourself to a strict 4-app limit: Google Calendar for scheduling, Todoist for quick task management, Clockify to keep you on pace, and ChatGPT for rapid explanations. This stack deliberately sacrifices long-term skill building. It prioritizes ultra-low friction so you can focus entirely on managing your immediate pressing deadlines. On the other hand, if you're an ambitious student actively hunting for a high-tier internship, you take the right path. Your core toolkit becomes Notion for complex database systems, Rescue Time for continuous auditing, and professional execution platforms like Figma, GitHub, or Visual Studio Code. Here, you are intentionally accepting a high level of daily friction in your coursework. You are trading easy, low-stress homework sessions for a massive, undeniable competitive advantage in the professional job market. Ultimately, a productivity system only works when it fades into the background. Pick the specific stack that matches your current reality.